Welcome into another edition of Browns Live. Nathan Zegura with you, soon to be joined by the Hoff Joe Thomas plus Joel Bitonio in the player spotlight. And we go in the film room to look at some of those delightful plays from the Browns' wild card win over this week's opponent, the Pittsburgh Steelers. But joining me now to kick off the show, the head coach of your Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski. And coach, we've talked about it before, but Thursday night, your guys got it done. They earned this little vacation over the weekend. What was that like for the guys and for you personally?
Yeah, I think it came at the right time. I think after 7 games, you go on this little mini bye. The players are off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so they get a chance to take a breath, recharge, and then we got a 5-game stretch until that real bye. So I think it's just important when you are out of this building, number one, be safe, but number two, you do need to unplug because these weeks and the preparation that the guys put into it, we ask a lot of them, so we want to make sure that they go for the fresh.
Is it hard when you get a break from the routine? Because you're so locked in. Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the same. Then all of a sudden it's like, you're free. So what do you like to do in your downtime?
Yeah, just be around the kids, be with the family. There's times during the season where it's hard to get to a practice or get to something with the kids, and so you got to take advantage. When you can, you got to make sure you're there.
All right, so then you kind of have that downtime, then you get back into that self-scout. And last year, the bye came at week 8, so 1 game earlier this season. And last year seemed to be some real fruits of that labor. This year, how did you feel about the process and what you guys did?
Yeah, the process was great. Coaches worked really hard to pull it apart, learn something about ourselves after 7 games. Like you mentioned, we did this after 8 games last year, so similar in terms of the sample size, if you will. So there's some things as we pull it apart, we know we need to get better. I'd tell you 3rd and 4th down on both sides of the ball is an obvious one. So it's not so much identifying it, but it's how do you correct it. So that's what we spent a lot of our time looking at it, or what can we do better, what can we give the players that they can execute and feel good about. And then the other thing, and we've talked about this with the players, as we get going through this season, we have to be better in a turnover margin. We're -2 right now. We got to take the ball away, and so that's been a huge emphasis of ours, is making sure we take that thing away, and obviously on offense, take good care of that rock.
I mean, if we look at your tenure here, when we take the football away and don't turn it over, we're going to win the game. I mean, pretty much, you can write it in stone. It's a lock. So how do you kind of go about that? Because it's something you've always emphasized.
Yeah, I think you achieve what you emphasize. So we're certainly going to continue to emphasize it, and then we emphasize it both in meeting room, when you're showing the tape, and then when you're out in the field. I mean, just speaking from a defensive perspective, every single day we're working a turnover circuit. Every single day we're charting how many times the guys punch at the ball, rip at the ball. So it's just a matter of staying true to our technique, making sure that the mentality is there of taking that ball away, and that's, no small thing. We don't just say it's a turnover, it's a takeaway. You need to take the ball. There's a physical act to taking it away. So it's something that I believe if we continue to stay on top of it, they will come. Much like sacks, if you get pressure on the quarterback, the sacks will come. And we just feel like if we continue to emphasize it, I believe the takeaways will come.
And you got one on Thursday night, John Johnson. They tried to run a concept that has given the Browns some problems earlier in the season, the little dig with the post behind it, and John kind of bait-stepped Teddy and then went back and got it. And when you see that kind of progress, something that you would emphasize, right, in that quarter's coverage, how do we maintain our discipline and our eye discipline? Don't take the cheese, as John Johnson said. When you see that come to fruition, is that one of the things that says, look, now we're on the steps to get more of these?
Without a doubt. And John has great ball skills. We have a bunch of guys in that back end that have great ball skills. So it's about being where you're supposed to be, playing with great eye discipline, and then when the ball's in the air, you got to go get that ball, and that's what we have guys that are capable of doing that.
Yeah, he certainly is one of those guys. Coach, you had some time off, the players did. How have you kind of come back? What's the work been like so far this week? And what's really the state of the team, the health? A lot of guys nicked up early in the week, but hopefully getting ready for the Steelers.
Yeah, that Thursday night game is really hard for guys to make it, and I was so proud of the guys that fought like crazy to make it to that game. So you come out of that game, you get some time off for guys to heal. Those guys were in the building all weekend getting treatment, so they're all getting better. So I feel good that guys are making their way back onto the practice field, and then we'll make some decisions later in the week in terms of who can play this week.
What did you learn about Jed Wills going out there doing that? And then also, I'd say about Blake Hance, who'd been at left tackle, and hey, now you're going to go play right tackle. Oh, there's Von Miller there, no big deal. What did you learn about those guys?
Yeah, Jed did a nice job. I mean, Jed's been battling that ankle injury. He's been in and out of the lineup, but he's fighting like crazy, and I think there's a mentality, especially for a young player, that he's creating that mentality that he wants to be out there fighting with his guys, and no one feels 100%, and that's just the day training camp starts is the last day you feel 100% as a player. So really proud of how he's fighting. And then, you mentioned Blake Hance. he's been Mr. Versatility for us. I mean, he played center and really guard, but mostly center throughout the preseason. Played tackle in a playoff game last year, played guard in a playoff game last year, and now is bouncing back and forth left and right with minimal practice reps. So I can't say enough of how prepared he is mentally, and then he's just such a tough football player.
Very tough guy. Somebody who was also very tough, played 10,363 consecutive snaps. Joe Thomas, he joins Browns Live next, and we go in the player spotlight with Joel Bitonio, so stay tuned.
The thing about 7-Up is, it always looks good, sounds good, and tastes good. There's nothing like the crisp, clean, refreshing taste of 7-Up.
Did you know tires from Conrad's include everything you need to deliver maximum life and performance? Lifetime rotations and balancing, flat repairs, wheel alignment inspection, plus 3 years of road hazard protection. Count on Conrad's for the best total value. Right now, get up to $120 off instantly on a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires when you use your Bridgestone CFNA credit card.
Subject to credit approval.
Bridgestone, official tire of the Cleveland Browns, proudly sold at your hometown.
Hey girl, you look bored as heck. I think it's time for a little vibe check, please. Here, have a Snapple. Let's have some fun. Who, me? Sure, everyone. Do yourself a flavor with Snapple. Now this new bottle's a vibe.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
Thank you for coming today. I'd like to read a brief statement. As the special meals coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, I'm proud to have drafted Mid's True Sicilian Pasta Sauce with our first pick. Made in Ohio for over 60 years, he's a hometown hero. From hearty meat sauce to classic marinara, there's no doubt Mids is ready for Sunday dinner. We know the taste is there, though his skills on the field will need improvement. But we're working on it. Day in and day out. Well, he practices about 3 days a week.
Touchdown, Nick Chubb! He's done it again!
Cleveland Browns fans, joining our season ticket member waitlist has its benefits. From exclusive team content to first access to single game tickets, membership starts at just $100 per seat. Joining the waitlist is the first step to becoming a season ticket member and getting these special benefits.
The Browns are winners again!
Visit clevelandbrowns.com/tickets for more information about the waitlist and your chance to be a part of the Browns' future. Welcome back into Browns Live. Nathan Zegura, very happy now to be joined by my partner, the Hoff, Joe Thomas. And Joe, one of the guys that you've known for a very long time, Joel Bitonio, longest tenured Brown, number 3 graded guard at Pro Football Focus, perennial Pro Bowler, and a guy who really gets a great celebration after a big first down on the field. What are your fondest thoughts and memories of Joel Bitonio?
I just think about where he was when he was a wee lad as a rookie playing between me and Alex Mack, and how much he's grown into the all-pro guard that now really anchors that offensive line. It's so fun to be part of things from A to now, watching him at Z when he is a polished professional. Unbelievable play for that guy at left guard.
He is. He's one of those guys you can always count on with the Cleveland Browns. 100 starts with this organization and counting. And Joel Bitonio, a big part of what we look to do against the Steelers. Remember, he missed that playoff game. I'm sure he is thrilled to be out there, and he's our player spotlight for this week, presented by McDonald's.
All right, we're joined now by Browns veteran offensive lineman Joel Bitonio. And Joel, first off, how does it feel coming off of a little bit of a mini bye weekend, and you add on to the fact that it was a pretty rewarding win for you guys as well?
Yeah, it's always big. Those weekends are a little bit better when you get a win. And we had so many guys step up. It was really, an impressive show of our depth, I think, with Case and Dearness and Blake and pretty much everybody. It was really cool, but then you get some family time, you get away from the building for a few days, and you're recharged and ready to roll.
Now, we got a peek inside the locker room with the video there after the game, and it just seemed like the guys were so excited for what Dearness was able to do. I mean, just from your perspective, when you see a player grinding behind the scenes like that, what was it like to see him have the performance like he did?
Oh, it was great. Like a lot of guys on our team, Dearness just like such a humble, hardworking guy. And his story, which I'm sure everybody knows now, where he really didn't have a chance for a while, and he finally, just kept working and working and got his opportunity. Like, nothing's given to that man. He earned it all, and it's just very impressive the way he handled himself and the game he put together.
Does it make you excited now? I mean, you're looking like you're in a position to get all the guys back, the starting five, and how much better can this chemistry be with this group? Because it seems like it's getting better even with all these guys in and out of the lineup.
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited to have the guys back if they can make it back, but hopefully Jed gets a little bit of practice this week. Jack, is feeling better, and we can put our 5 guys out there because we're going to need it. Pittsburgh's a heck of a defense, and they're kind of led by that front 5 of theirs, so it's something we need up front. But no, it's good. I think the more practice we can get together and the more reps, and hopefully get in a rhythm here and keep everybody healthy for a little while so we can stack some success.
What is it like getting into the division this late into the season? Week 8, it'll be your first division game, and then to get it kicked off with the Steelers at home. Yeah, it's a little different. I feel like for a stretch there we were playing, won a division game, first game of the season or at least second game of the season. You look at the schedule, and for me it's like, oh, where's Pittsburgh, where's Baltimore, where's Cincinnati, where are those, division games? Because those are really the most important ones for us. And to not have it to week 8 is a little different, but we're ready, man. We have a lot of tape on each other. We've played each other a lot. They're always a good challenge for us, and I really do think their defense is playing at a very high level still. They haven't had quite as many wins, but they're sitting right there. And of course, like always, the AFC North is a tough division. And Browns Live is all about the fans, and we'll wrap you up with this one from Lydia Mahoke. And she's asking, during your time with the Browns, which goes all the way back to 2014, what would you say is the most fun, memorable memory you've been able to make so far in your seasons with the Browns?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. I've had so many memories, just like with people and things like that. The one that sticks out is obviously winning the game last year to go to the playoffs. That was huge. But I've had a lot. My rookie year, we beat the Steelers at home. I think it was like week 5. We ran the ball really well. That was a fun one. We had a comeback in Tennessee. My rookie year as well. That was one of the biggest road comebacks in NFL history. I had that Devin Hester tackle a while back. That was pretty cool. But honestly, just with the guys, man, any win that you can celebrate in the locker room with the guys is something special, and you really cherish those moments.
Well, we hope there's plenty more to come in the following weeks and years here in Cleveland. So thank you very much, Joel. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Always great to hear from the venerable Joel Bitonio and Hoff. What's the biggest change you've seen from that guy you mentioned, from A to Z, the guy who was that rookie, the left tackle at Nevada, comes in and plays guard, to now one of the best guards in the game?
Well, he was afraid to talk, right? He was the rookie on a line full of veterans, myself, Alex Mack, John Greco, Mitchell Schwartz, and now he's the guy that's the vocal leader on that line. He's the one that they follow into battle. And it's so fun to watch that progression and that maturation for the kid from Nevada, the kid from Long Beach. He went from surfing waves on the Pacific Coast to surfing those waves on Lake Erie into First Energy Stadium and stomping out the hated Pittsburgh Steelers.
I love to see that. I remember Joel's first game at home against the Steelers back in 2014 was a rout, 31-6, I believe that game was. Joel paving the way for, at that time, Isaiah Crowell next to the Hoff there in a big Browns win. We hope we get another one of those. When we return on Browns Live, we're going to go into the film room to look at some of those big plays from that playoff win just 1 year ago against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Let's take a quiz. What should you look for when choosing a lawyer? Competent counsel, fair compensation, personal attention, experience? Yeah, it's a pretty long list. The fact is, choosing a lawyer is a critically important decision and well worth researching. That's why Elk & Elk is the right choice. Our team has recovered over $1 billion for our clients and has experience trying cases just like yours. Elk & Elk. Every client, every day.
As a family-owned and operated business, now in its third generation, we believe in the handshake. We believe in having a relationship with our customers that gives them the peace of mind that they can call us at any hour and we can help them with any problem that they have or any special circumstance. As I've grown in this industry, I've tried to instill the different things that my grandparents did, the different things that my dad has done to make people feel that they truly are at the best place in private EMS.
The thing about 7-Up is, it always looks good, sounds good, and tastes good. There's nothing like the crisp, clean, refreshing taste of 7-Up.
Hey girl, you look bored as heck. I think it's time for a little vibe check, please. Here, have a Snapple. Let's have some fun.
Who, me?
Sure, everyone. Do yourself a flavor with Snapple. Now this new bottle's a vibe.
Welcome back into Browns Live. Nathan Zegura and the Hoff, Joe Thomas. And Joe, it's not often that the Browns come into a game against the Steelers on a 2-game winning streak over their division foe. Remember, Week 17, and of course, that playoff win. How big is this game, and did it always mean something extra to you?
Yeah, this rivalry game, it always meant something a little bit extra to the fans and to the players. And this season, this is the first time the Browns are playing any AFC North games. This one means a whole heck of a lot because this stretch of games for the Browns is really tough. And to get a win in the division right now puts them in great position for that run to try to win this division crown.
Yeah, the Browns looking to get to 5-3. Let's take a look in the film room. This week's play breakdown presented by Microsoft at some of the big plays from the Browns' wild card playoff win over the Steelers less than a year ago. And it's going to start with a 3rd and 4. And this is a coverage. Now, they've disguised it differently. Minkah Fitzpatrick starts off here showing like he's a blitzer over the center and the guard, but he will drop off into that hole position, that robber position. And earlier in the year, it was the first 3rd down of the game back in Week 6. And the Browns ran this double slant concept against that cover 1 robber. Fitzpatrick read the eyes of quarterback Baker Mayfield. He got a pick 6. Not this time. So Jarvis goes in motion, Hoff. You know it's man right there. And the rest is history, as they say.
Jarvis does an awesome job giving a little head and shoulder stick fake to the outside to break down the leverage of that defensive back. And then Baker does a great job at fitting it in the window right here, because when you're running these slant routes and you've got somebody underneath dropping out, your window to be able to throw that slant is about 2 yards wide. It has to be delivered on time, on the money, exactly where Jarvis needs it. So you can hit him in stride. Jarvis can make the catch, continue running, and it gives them a good opportunity to run up under the toes of the free safety in the middle of the field, give him another little stick to the outside, and then run right to that pylon. And when Jarvis Landry sees the end zone, nobody is going to stop him from getting in for the touchdown.
And that's what you love to see. Jarvis Landry, that will to get it done. And let's take a look now from the end zone view. First of all, great protection you're going to see up front from this offensive line. Baker looks, and I think at first Fitzpatrick, as you see him right here, number 39, his job is just to look right into the eyes of the quarterback. And Baker gives him enough on this Austin Hooper here on this quick slant to maybe think that's where the ball's going. And then he's able to get it right over the head of Minkah in a tight window and get it into Jarvis.
Yeah, when you get this man coverage, this play is read inside out. So his first read is Austin Hooper, and coach will tell him, hey, give it to him if he's open. If he's not, go to the second window, which is Jarvis Landry. That's exactly where the ball goes. That's why Baker puts a little extra zip on it, because it is such a small window. And Minkah Fitzpatrick is so good at dropping out underneath these quick slant routes. There was only one place that this ball could go, and Baker got it there.
He sure did. I mean, that was a tight window throw. That is big time. And then Jarvis Landry will not be denied to the house. Now, that's what you like to see on the offensive side of the ball. Let's take a look now at one of the Browns' great plays on defense. And Ben Roethlisberger, he's struggled. He's lost a little bit of zip on that arm as the seasons have progressed for him. And here we're going to see Sione Takitaki and a little bit of his own coverage be able to get out there and undercut this route for an interception, Joe.
Yeah, you've got split safeties here. Browns are showing a little bit of maybe post safety. Maybe you got split safety. Once the ball is snapped, you see that our safeties are bailing out. They're getting wide. They're getting deep, deeper than the deepest. And the corners do a nice job right here. They're forcing the inside releases so that it's not exactly going to be an easy hole shot for Ben. That's why he looks down in the intermediary routes. And Sione Takitaki does a great job. He knows, hey, there's nobody in the flat. I don't have to get all that wide. I can sit a little bit tighter. I can read the eyes of Big Ben. And once he reads the eyes and he sees that the pass is trying to be delivered over his head, then it's just all about being an athlete. Go up, get the rebound, catch the interception, take it down the field, and help your team on to victory.
Well, that was Jubilation City in Pittsburgh, and we hope it's Jubilation City at First Energy Stadium. Joe, final thoughts. Browns, Steelers. Browns 4-3, Steelers 3-3. Browns off a mini bye, Steelers off their actual bye.
No better treat on Halloween than being able to stomp out the hated Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go, baby!
Let's go. The Hoff's fired up. I'm fired up. And when we come back, we'll get a little bit more of a measured approach from the head coach of your Cleveland Browns. He's up next previewing the Browns and the Steelers when Browns Live returns. Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Browns Fit. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is open. Browns Fit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests and showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology with personal training and much more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the second floor of the Aloft Hotel. Specials for Browns Fits are available for a limited time, so act now. Visit us at brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
I'm Graham.
And I'm Fisk.
And we're the founders of
Graham and Fisk Wine in a Can.
100% California award-winning wine in a proven package. And announcing our Rookie of the Year, 8.4 ounces of award-winning California wine.
We've got red, we've got white, we've got rosé with bubbles, and we've got white with bubbles.
All with Wine Enthusiast Magazine Best Buy Awards. You can buy and get delivered right to your door by visiting grahamandfisk.com or from participating local retailers.
Cleveland Browns fans, joining our season ticket member waitlist has its benefits. From exclusive team content to first access to single game tickets, membership starts at just $100 per seat. Joining the waitlist is the first step to becoming a season ticket member and getting these special benefits.
The Browns are winners again!
Visit clevelandbrowns.com/tickets for more information about the waitlist and your chance to be a part of the Browns' future.
A parent or spouse, a neighbor or friend, we care for the lives entrusted to us with technology, medicine, expertise, and passion, delivered with understanding and support. Not just addressing heart and vascular problems, truly caring for you as a person. We are University Hospital's Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute, and we are here for you.
Welcome back into Browns Live. Nathan Zegura, the head coach of your Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, and it's time now for our game preview presented by Ticketmaster, and it is Steelers week, and it is the start of divisional play all the way in week 8. But here you go, Browns and Steelers. Are you excited to kind of have a full stadium, though, for the first time for a Browns-Steelers game in your tenure?
I'm excited. You know, our fans haven't disappointed me once this season. Just how they were that Thursday night game, whether it's night game, day game, they've come ready to play. And I've said it before that they make such a big difference when our defense is out there and that offense is trying to operate and they can't hear. Our crowds have been outstanding.
Be loud on third down, Browns fans. But look, Ben Roethlisberger is coming to town, a veteran who has been in a lot of big games and a lot of loud and rowdy environments. What have you seen from him on tape so far this year? And their talented duo of receivers, Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, he's outstanding. He's seen a lot of football, so he does a great job of processing, seeing what the defense is playing, and he makes great decisions with the football. And you mentioned he's got guys on the perimeter that can make a play. He's got tight ends that can make a play. He's got a really good young runner. So I think he's playing at a really high level.
You know, last year as the season went on, they really became kind of one-dimensional. They really didn't have a running game. Well, they go out and they draft Najee Harris in the last 2 weeks. I think he's rushed for almost 194 yards. How has that changed how you have to approach them as an offense?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be cognizant of the run game. You got to be cognizant of the pass game. They can hurt you on the outside. So they're well-rounded, and the young runner is a really good football player. So it's a physical group. It's a physical offensive line. They know us really well. We know them really well. So it's going to be a matter of just the guys going out and playing.
Defensively, it all starts up front. Cam Hayward is a stud. TJ Watt is a dominant football player. Well, Jack Conklin trending in the right direction. He's the one guy in the history of this organization that has kept TJ Watt off of the quarterback. He did it twice last year. How important is it to have Jack back for this matchup, and how do you kind of slow down that pass rush and their aggressive defense?
Well, I mean, with that front, and TJ Watt is outstanding. I mean, he's the combination of size, speed, strength, athleticism. He makes plays throughout the games. You just watch it on tape. But, you know, we're counting on our guys to block him, and he'll get his attention that he always does in every game. But it's nice to have our five guys back and just play together would be outstanding. But it's no easy task. TJ Watt is a great player. Cam Hayward is a physical football player.
Historically, this is not a team that plays a lot of shell coverage. They are going to come after you. They're going to play a lot of man one. They're going to play some cover three. They're going to play a lot of robber. What have you seen from them on tape? And given that there is that trend to more shell, are they following that, or are they still the Steelers who are going to be aggressive and make you beat them one-on-one?
Yeah, I think they're going to play their defense, and I think they do play plenty of two coverages on obvious passing situations, which is a good change-up to their fire zone and their cover one that they employ. I think they know who they are. They certainly feel like they can play their defense versus us. I'm sure they're talking about stopping the run. I'm sure they're talking about stopping some of the explosive passes. So I think you'll see a good mix of coverage, and the shell does show up with them.
I know Dearness was great last Thursday night, but it's got to be nice to see number 24 back there carrying the football again for you.
Yeah, Nick is he's chomping at the bit. Has looked good in practice, and another example of a guy coming off of an injury and will make those decisions that I can promise you all these guys are fighting to make it.
All right, Coach, we're going to get into something hard-hitting here from Cameron B. Our fans wants to know, what are both of our favorite Halloween candies? We'll start with you, Coach.
Yeah, I'm a traditionalist. It's, you know, first of all, it's whatever's in the kids' bags when they're not looking. But, you know, throw a Snickers at me, throw an M&M's at me, and I'm good.
Do you like to freeze your Snickers, or do you go for it?
No, yeah, room temperature.
Room temperature Snickers. I'm going to go candy corn. I know it's controversial right now. People are going to get after me about that, but listen, I like it, and that's okay. I think I'm fine with it.
I'm good with it too.
I'd rather have a rib or a steak though if they want to throw something, you know, that way. But nonetheless, I digress. All right, Coach, here it is. This Sunday, first division game. I hear people say sometimes, oh, they count double. You're Mr. 1-0. So do they count double?
No, it's a 1-0 week for sure.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much for the time. Best of luck on Sunday against the Steelers.
Great. Thanks, Nathan.
All right, and we will have all you covered with Browns Countdown live from First Energy Stadium at 11 a.m. on News 5. And Browns fans, don't forget, you can benefit from using the free express access at First Energy Stadium. Enrollment takes only seconds and allows you to enter through the exclusive lanes at each entry at First Energy Stadium. Visit the Browns mobile app and click on the Tickets tab to learn more on how to skip the lines and catch all of the game day action. And thanks again for watching another edition of Browns Live.